Hello, my beautiful queens and kings. Here's another clip that I'd like to add my perspective on.
There is no hell. There isn't. I've done thousands and thousands of cases. There is no hell. Hell is an invention of the church, and you can see why. It was never in the Bible. It's something has been invented. There is no hell. A loving God would not do that to people. You are allowed to make all the mistakes you want. You're allowed to come back and do it again and again till you get it right. They don't punish you just because you make a mistake and throw you into an oven. It doesn't work that way. You have to realize you have made mistakes. Earth is a school, but it's a school. You come here to learn lessons, but it's a school where you can't skip a grade, but you can have to repeat a grade. You don't get it right. You have to come back and do it again until you get it right. You can't go from kindergarten to college. It's impossible. You have to learn the lessons, and the lessons are not easy. Earth is a school where you learn emotions and limitations. Those are the two main things, emotions and limitations. Those are not taught on other planets. This is a very challenging planet.
It's so, man, it's just funny to me. Like, honestly, like, I don't want to be, I'm so, like, always, like, walking on eggshells because so many people are so touchy and can get really offended when you simply just speak on the truth. And so I'm going to speak from my perspective. When I was growing up, I wasn't told anything about God, like, and I always just had this what this yearning, right, for wanting to know God. Like, what's this God thing? Like, oh my gosh, because life here on earth, like, even as a child, I was like, this shit is hard as hell. Like, I don't like this. Wait a minute, there's something else out there that, like, actually, like, loves me. Like, I want, like, please tell me more. So never knew about it, but I just always, like, had this yearning. It was just like, I just had this, like, this feeling like this shit is real. And then I finally came across a religion, and I was like, oh, y'all talking about God and stuff like that? And I was like, oh my goodness, this is the answer. This is it. And so, and what that was, it was Christianity. And then once I got into it, I was just like, huh. Some of this shit ain't making sense to me. Like, it's just like, it was like a feeling, like, people would pray and then talk shit and gossip about the same people they were just praying with. Like, how, what? Like, where they do that at? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And then, like, speaking of hell, like, wait a minute, you're telling me if I do something wrong, if I take a cookie from the cookie jar, then I'm going to be turned around and I got to go be put in this hot ass oven? I got to go to hell? Like, why would a God that loves me, created me, and want all these amazing things for me do that to me for making a mistake? Like, how am I going to learn and grow? Like, like, what the fuck? Like, this it's not making any sense. And so eventually, years and years even after that, I had to go through all of these trials and tribulations to when I finally had my first spiritual awakening. And it's just like, oh, then finally it had just all clicked and everything just made sense. But when you're going through that process, it can be tough, like, to yeah, like, that shit was tough. And so it's just, I just wanted to speak on that because it all just, like, once it just kind of, like, just makes sense. But we have to, don't forget to show compassion to others. Just because we know the truth, absolutely in no way, shape, or form, and I know this, but I'm just saying this just to make my point that that doesn't make you better than anybody else, because we're literally all one at the end of the day. So if somebody else truly believes in whatever religion it is, and they believe that God is outside of them, and he's gonna, some magical man is gonna come out of the sky and just fix the world, like, okay, great. If that's what you want to believe, like, all right, like, make it make sense to me. But I get it. At the same time, it's like, but it's just kind of, it's a little like, okay, like, don't you think that when slavery was going on, if God was this magical person that could just come at the sky at any moment, don't you think that would have been a time that he would have been like, okay, hell no, like we ain't finna be doing this? He probably wouldn't have said hell no, but like you're not gonna take all these black people that make the world what it is and then put them in slavery. Like you ain't gonna be doing that shit to my people. Like it would have been then and that, but no, that didn't happen. They were beaten into believing into this Bible, into believing into all of this religion, and then that was just passed on generation and generation by generation by generations. Now it's like, these other people are here and they're just believing in these religions because that's just what they've been told. Like it's just been passed on and passed on and passed on. Like, oh, you just have to believe. You just have to believe because just like myself or you, we've always just felt like there's just something more. There's just something more. And so imagine if you're in that space where you're just like, there's something more, there's something more. Somebody comes to you and they're like, you just have to believe this book. I don't care what it says. Even I don't care if you question it or not, or think it may not be wrong or right or whatever. You just have to believe. And so they just do. And so when you look at it from that perspective, it's like, okay, like, yeah, like it makes sense. But like in the clip she was saying, this earth is a school. We're here to learn some lessons, and in order to learn those lessons, everybody has to play their role. So they are still, even though they're not woke, they don't know the truth yet. Maybe it's because they're just playing a role and they're not supposed to be woke and they're supposed to live this, because they're supposed to still be, sleep or whatever, because that's helping us. And so you see how it's like it's all going full circle, and we're all doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're all playing these roles the way we're supposed to. So instead of being like, I want such and such so bad to wake up and to just get it, maybe they're not supposed to. Okay? Maybe they're supposed to be scared of hell, like this made up place, whatever, like and I know I make you fun of it because it is funny at the same time, because it's just like, what the, like, you really believe that shit, like, but again, it's just a part of the role that they're supposed to play. Yeah, but you just have to constantly keep reminding yourself of that. And that's what I'm doing, like, or that's what I think, up to a place now where it's just like I get it. I'm not necessarily, there was never, well, no, I can't say there was never judgment. In the beginning there was judgment when I first understood this, and it's just like, how the fuck can't you get this? Like it's just like it all just makes so much sense. But now I'm to a place to where it's just like, okay, well, like you're just not supposed to, and that's okay, and you can just let people go and let them go with love, because we're all just simply here playing roles. So I just wanted to add my perspective on that clip today. Until next time, I love you, and the universe loves you.